you talked about democratizing AI. You also talked about AI and the need for regulation, or at least a watchdog akin to the nuclear watchdog. You talked about the IAEA. That's an interesting comparison, an interesting analogy that you made.
Well, I think all historical analogies are imperfect because every technology is new, every moment is new. But the thing that I like about the nuclear analogy is it was something that the world really did come together on, even countries that normally don't like each other very much, and figured out how we could address the serious concerns of misuse of the technology, but also figuring out how to share the benefits and get nuclear energy out into the world. So IAEA has been imperfect. Nuclear technology is an imperfect analogy for AI, but it was a moment of real global cooperation.
Well, you're expecting countries to cooperate, but companies are unwilling to cooperate at this point in time. It's a war out there in the valley, isn't it?
In some ways, yes, but around AI safety and AI alignment, I find the companies to be pretty collaborative. Mm-hmm. Same way for countries. I think countries will economically compete, but when it comes to safety and stability, I expect they'll collaborate.
Those are big issues, but the number one issue being asked of leaders like you, how sustainable is this business model? The gargantuan spends that companies like yours are making, is it code red at this point in time?
I think, I may be wrong, but if AI stays on the trajectory that it appears to be on, I think we will say, man, we wish that people had invested more earlier and built out more infrastructure earlier. Clearly, the industry is making a very big bet, but when we look at the economic utility of these models, as these models start to be able to create such value on their own, we are again kind of running out of capacity, and I expect that to happen many more quarters into the future.
But what kind of investments do you believe are going to require? You're saying that this is not enough. What we're already seeing is not enough, and that's trillions of dollars being poured in at this point in time.
In some markets you can say what's the total market? What's the total market? What would be enough? And then there's some other markets where demand is very correlated to price. If we can make intelligence very cheap and very abundant, I think there will be huge amounts of demand. If intelligence is limited and very expensive, there will be less demand. So I think you can talk about how much would be enough at a certain level of capability relative to a certain price, but in the abstract sense, it's hard. On this mission of democratizing AI, that's part of why we think we need to invest so much, and we need to make AI so inexpensive, so abundant, so good, such that people can use a ton of it for whatever they'd like.